Good morning, everybody. I think we're live. You guys let me know. Happy 2022. First live stream of the year. Who's with me this morning? We shall find out. Anyway, happy 22 to all you guys. Hope everybody is doing great. Some of you I have spoken to over the last several weeks. Some of you I have not, but thanks for joining us today on the first live stream of 2022. Going to do a few things today. We're going to do some channel reviews. If you haven't spoken to me yet and you'd like to do a channel review today, Chris, good morning. Speaking of channel reviews, yours is one. If any of you guys haven't reached out yet and you'd like to get a channel review today, I do have one spot left. I could probably fit in and do that. We're also going to be taking your questions, and I'm also going to lay out how I'm making money on YouTube right now and how much it is, and basically breaking it down where it's coming from. So a few lessons I've learned over the last few years that I can pass on to you guys and get you guys hopefully on the same track if you're not already, because it's been good so far. Metabolic conditioning. Happy New Year. It's not too late to say that since I haven't been around. So Mel Fierce Fitness. Hello. Kim, good morning. Good to see you guys out. I don't know if we'll have a lot of people today or not, just simply because I haven't been consistent. We know what that does to a channel. But we will definitely find out. Something I think I'm going to start doing now in 2022, because I've had good luck. I've kind of experimented with it. But after these live streams are over, I think I'm going to unlist it almost right away. And then I'm going to post segments from each live stream. So if there's good little 5-minute clips that come up here or there, those will get posted and left up. But then the overall live stream, since they tend to have a lot of just fodder in there, like stuff that doesn't need to be on there, because the live streams really don't do a lot after the fact, but they're a great building block during. So that may be something that you'll see is at a live stream. Maybe I'll leave it up for a few days, because I know there's some people who can't make it today who want to watch it later. But otherwise, I think after maybe a week or a few days, I'll take it down and then post some clips. We'll see. Let me see here. So how's everybody doing with their channels? I've said it before the holidays that probably one of the biggest growth periods you could experience since the onset of the pandemic was this past January. I'm just curious to see if you've grown at all, if you've seen any kind of spikes other than the normal January spike. Let me know. Post a comment. Hopefully you've had some good luck. Senior Shape Fitness, good morning. It has been a while. I really, truly, guys, am going to make an attempt to do this weekly. I think one of the reasons that I pulled back from it, number one, I've been very busy with just keeping up with YouTube and the business. But also, I don't want to do these live streams if I don't have something really good to talk about. I'm always afraid of just putting out filler content, and I want this stuff to be useful to you guys. Because there have been times where I've jumped on here and I've had nothing. So I basically laid out like a Q&A and nobody had questions. And so you end up just kind of sitting there for 90 minutes of dead air. And that's not good for my channel. It's not really doing you guys any service. So that's why I kind of wasn't sure, because there was part of me that wanted to do live streams every day for 30 days and just experiment with it and just come on and just talk about whatever I can think of. But I'm just toying with different things. I'm always trying to tweak and see what works and what doesn't. You'll see me make mistakes on all of my channels, because my channels are kind of a test channel for content that I'm going to give to you guys. Do this, don't do this, that kind of thing. So we'll see. Senior Shape, nice growth this year. Hate CPM rates down. Guess that's normal for the first quarter. No, I wouldn't think so. Yeah, I don't know. My CPM rates are up, but it also can sometimes be the category you're in, competition in that category and that sort of thing too. There's a video on the channel that's all about CPM rates and how you can kind of reverse hack it using Google AdSense. I'll send you that link if you can't find it. But it's pretty good. And there's some stuff like, because I've got fairly high CPM rates on my channel, and that's by design. I actually seek out certain terms which will actually get me the highest CPM rates, because certain words trigger a higher rate. So Chris had growth in views and watch time engagement in the comments. That's good. CPM for fitness related channels is awful. I don't really think it is. I'd be curious as to what you would classify as awful, like what amount you're thinking of. But I mean, I've got videos that are as high as like CPMs as high as like $35. Pretty good. That's not, I mean, there's a few at that. There's a lot in the 20s. There's a lot in the teens, and there's some that are under $10, but they're all pretty good. Yeah, I'll pull that afterwards, and I'll just post it on the. You are in the Facebook group, right? I'll post it in there, and I'll mention you in it. If I look for it now, I'll get totally lost. So, good morning, Val. All right, good group out. So, guys, I guess I'll start off. If this works for you guys, I'm going to give you a bit of a layout essentially based on the last 30 days as to where I'm at right now, because something very interesting has happened over the last, I'd say, 90 days, where Fitness Marketing Hub is now my alpha channel. This channel started as a secondary channel based on my experiences on Trainer Hub, but now this channel has surpassed that channel in revenue. So now I have to kind of switch focus, and it's become, like I said, the alpha channel. So a lot of the stuff, like what I'm going to lay out here today, is basically both, to show you what two channels is doing for me on YouTube. But the majority of the income is coming through this channel now, crazy enough. So good morning, Elaine. Catching up in comments at the same time. So that's what I thought I would lay out first. And again, any of the, this is not like some of you guys, I don't know what anybody makes that's in this, watching this right now. Some of you may not think this is a lot of money. Some of you may think it's an enormous amount of money. I think it's good. And I'm doing something I love to do. So that's how I look at it. I'm not one of those coaches that's going to come out and teach you how to make, 6 figures a month starting in 3 weeks kind of crap. It's not me. And that's not true. I've thought different times about doing a video on my opinions on some of those guys, some of who I know personally. But I stay away. I stay in my lane. I'm doing my thing. I'm sure they could poke holes in what I do if they wanted to, but that's not realistic. I'm not here to teach you how to trick people into liking your channel and trick people into giving you money. Like I want you guys to build a brand. So I'll leave it at that before I go off on a tangent or something. So basically I just kind of chicken scratch some of this down together. So to give you guys an idea, so many of us, I think we have kind of this YouTube mentality that we've spoken about in this channel, where you jump in with the idea of, I build my channel, I get monetized, I start making Google money, and then hopefully I get sponsors, and then I become a big star. I know we don't think of it exactly in those terms, but that's kind of how we've been conditioned to look at YouTube. I don't look at YouTube like that. I look at YouTube as an incredible opportunity to utilize that platform to build a business. And anything I do in this channel is not to be a better YouTuber. It's to basically reverse engineer this to make it a really solid business. And that's what I feel at this point I've done. It's always peaks and valleys, and like in full transparency, my sponsorships on Trainer Hub have gone down because I've neglected that channel. So for me, it's a matter of, looking at the different areas where money's coming in, where's the most potential, what areas need to have the biggest focus. And so I'm in the midst of figuring that out. And basically, that's where I'm at with it. And I've come to the conclusion that Fitness Marketing Hub is by far going to make more revenue than Trainer Hub. Not that I'm going to neglect Trainer Hub either. So That's the other thing is I've had like a partially torn bicep, and that's why I haven't done a lot of workouts. But that in addition to just trying to keep up with the other channels. So, all right, let's go from there. And if you guys have questions along the way, don't feel free to break into them. So, it's the best place to start here. So this is all based on essentially the last 30 days, and it's kind of the average that it's stable. It's been kind of like this now for about 3 months. But to give you an idea, coaching and consultations, which for you guys, this would be the equivalent of, if you started doing memberships, online training, that sort of thing. So I'm going to start with that because that's actually the biggest amount of revenue. $7,625 last month. And coaching and consultations is basically the one-off consultations that I do that are available by me coffee members, and their monthly payments, and basically on the coaching people for their channels and their brands. So that's the first one, 7,625. The Fitness Marketing Hub video editing that I started, where I'm offering people the opportunity to get their videos edited. And very, very similar to, you see some of those video editing things that are out there on Fiverr, and there's some websites that do it, but in this case, specializing in fitness videos and designing them properly. And so that just started in January. That brings in $2,209 a month currently with the people that have signed up for it. Digital products, those are just the thumbnails, the interval timers, the kind of the $5 products that are available on Buy Me a Coffee. Those brought in $110. And in personal training, you're running out of ideas. Well, that's what we're here for. We're going to talk about that today. YouTube launch packages, $1,139. That's basically taking channels and revamping them and basically designing them, changing key tags, channel tags, all that kind of stuff to give it kind of a branded look for people that their channels are looking stale. $1,139. Amazon affiliate, $79. Google AdSense, $439. Sponsorships, $3,000. DVD sales, $1,748. Grand total, $16,349. That's, and again, I have a lot of pride in that number. I'm not saying any of this to be braggadocious about anything, but this is what can happen if you use YouTube to start building other, like that came from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different streams coming in, which brought that total through 2 channels. So like my sponsorships have gone down, like I had said, still managed to hang on to some and brought in 1 new one. But again, if you don't present the content enough, you eventually lose it, and you're going to lose sponsorships anyway, because they're always going to try different things. But a lot of it is the products and services that Fitness Marketing Hub has built around this channel that have become very good revenue generators. And the nice thing is that I'm able to balance this and still have a full-time job. Like I still run an agency. I know I was going to go full-time on YouTube. I haven't. When business comes in, it's hard to turn it down. That's just the way I am right now, because I don't want to work forever. And if I think I can fit it into my schedule, I will. But I could certainly live off of what I'm making off YouTube right now. And I may change my mind really quick and just start doing that. But I think the thing is for me, I need to see the stability where it stays in a certain area month after month. And that's when you kind of know it's like, okay, this is a business. This is not just a lucky day or a lucky month or that sort of thing. But that's where it's at now. And this is not an amount of money, guys, that, again, I'm not talking 6 figures a month, but this is a solid amount of money you guys could, as trainers, live off of by building a business through your channels. And you can look right now, the Fitness Marketing Hub, as I said, is a big portion of that income. It's probably at least 75% of it. And that channel has 1,900 subscribers. And it started making money at 130 subscribers. So if you're under 1,000 subscribers, it does not matter. I don't care what anybody says, it does not matter. If you have 800 subscribers right now, that's 800 qualified leads. And the whole metric of how I do this is I look at it as converting 2% of my leads into other products and services and things like that. 2% is not a huge amount. Anybody that joins your community, they are a lead because they liked you enough to join your community. And 2% of that audience will do more with you, whether it's memberships, online training, buying products and services, things like that. So that's the basis of everything that I do with YouTube. All right, Val, I may need you to refresh my channel soon. You did a great job creating my logo and banner. I feel need to refresh. That's not a terrible idea, Val. Kirsten just did a refresh on her channel as well. And she had hers done around the same time you did. So it doesn't hurt because, again, like I just said, a year ago, Trainer Hub was my alpha. Now, all of a sudden, my entire business plan has changed a year later. You know yourself, you know your audience is bigger now. You understand a lot of that more now than you did before. You're doing some things now that are different. You're in a new location. Like a lot of that stuff, there's nothing wrong with evolving that channel over time. If you have ideas for it, if you're kind of niching on something new, both of my channels need overhauls right now, and I'm going to get to them soon. But yeah, like it's you can let me know if and when the time comes. I'm happy to help you with that. But it's not a bad idea to do that, because right off the bat, you'll see a spike just out of pure nosiness. People want to know what you're up to. So yeah, we can talk anytime about that. So as far as things I'm planning to do this year, one thing that I'm just in the process of actually producing right now is an online course, which is huge business right now for anybody in any field. Any one of you guys could be doing the same thing. But I wanted to do an online course which really lays out in detail what this is. It's going to be probably about an 8 to 10 hour course that I'll be selling. And full expectation is that this course will probably bring in the area of $30,000 to $40,000 a year extra once it gets going. I know it sounds like a big number. When you break it down over the course of a month, it won't be that bad. But anybody who's already a member is actually going to get free access to it as well, to take a look and to look it over. So, but it's going to basically have all the little tidbits of things we talk about. It's going to have very big detail in how to everything from concept design to building your channel to laying everything out, and then starting to build different revenue streams, when to start them, how to do it, all that kind of stuff. So that I'm really looking forward to, because it is one of those things that once it's done, aside from the fact that I'm probably going to add a consultation as part of the purchase price, I don't have to do anything other than have that consultation. So that's the kind of product that I want to have. And again, for all of us, a lot of us are trainers in gyms. We're teaching classes, places. It's nice to have something that's really valuable to people that doesn't require, 80 hours a week of your attention. So this is something that I feel can bring in some revenue without actually creating crazy time commitments that I can't keep up with. So Kirsten, good morning. Good to see you here. I'm surprised. There's 13 people on this live stream right now, and I wouldn't have been shocked if there was like 2, because I haven't been on in a while. So thank you guys for showing up, even though I've been less than steady with these. So yeah, so that's basically that. That's what I wanted to go over and kind of lay out. And again, I don't really like talking about that stuff enough, but I do, for the sense that I want you guys to see that, everything on my channel is basically like I follow my own blabbering that I do on here. And this is kind of a very good case scenario of what can happen. And it's really like, I add Amazon affiliate is only $79, but you know what? It's $79 and it all adds up. And you've got digital products, 110. Once those are done, they're done. So if they can bring in, all of it matters. And then of course there is some bigger things, but a lot of this is services that I'm offering. A lot of it's not things like, like the Google money is not huge right now. And and the DVD sales that's one thing that will go up and down. But that was something I started doing in the fall, believe it or not. Senior Shape Fitness, this would be something for you to look into as well, being that you target a lot of seniors. And any of you guys, if you look at your channel, your statistics of like sex and age and stuff, if you have people that are in that kind of boomer category, a lot of them still have DVD players. And I started getting requests from people who, I guess they go off grid in the summer and they're wondering about videos on DVD, and they go, they just don't want to do it on YouTube, or they don't have smart TVs or various reasons. So I know DVD sales are almost non-existent, but there still is something there. So I made a deal with an actual company that sells DVDs to produce DVDs and sell them wholesale to them, and they turn around and sell them retail to people. And then I can basically almost like a sponsor send people to those pages to buy the DVDs. So that was something totally unexpected, but it brings in money and it's doesn't cost me any real time. So I appreciate that, NM. I try. I try and be as transparent as I can on here, guys, and I try not to build the castle too high in the sky. It's like, to me, I think, because I've worked in the fitness industry my whole life, off and on, in different categories, from a personal trainer to a gym owner to working on the marketing side with companies and stuff. And it's really hard to keep things consistent. And then you throw COVID stuff in there, and you don't know, like a lot of us go paycheck to paycheck, and literally 7 years ago, I was paycheck to paycheck. I still feel like I'm paycheck to paycheck, but yeah, so it's nice. Like there's other things I could probably focus on my business completely and make more money. But the nice thing about what I'm doing now is I'm working from a garage. I'm home, and I get up in the morning. I can walk my dogs. I can, see my kids. It's a snow day. It's storming in Toronto today, so kids are home from school. So I've got more time with my family, and to be able to do stuff like that. And because I gave up my big studio, my overhead's gone way down. That was an expensive spot to keep up. And it paid for itself through rentals and stuff, but I don't really need people in my studio every day. And so this is great for me. This is going to allow me to travel more. This is going to allow me to take time off. And so in addition, and I've actually had clients in my garage to shoot content, like fairly big companies and stuff, and they don't think anything of it. This is kind of the new rich to a lot of people. And I was worried the first time I had a corporate client come in here that they're going to judge me on working out of my garage. But for one, the garage looks nice. But secondly, it's like people think it's great. They're the ones that had to drive here, to do their work for the day. And I get to just get up and roll out here and do this. And so, I mean, a lot of people were actually jealous. So I haven't missed a beat with my actual 208 agency. And then I'm able to do so much more with YouTube because I have more time and I'm not at my office till 9-10 o'clock at night. So yeah, so it's been pretty good. And how many things did I miss here? Val's ready for channel reviews. All right, let's do channel reviews. So Chris, since you're here, do you want to start with yours? Bring it up here. All right, so we'll start with the channel reviews, guys, and we'll see. One of the first people to reach out yesterday was Chris from Fit by Chris. Chris, put your channel link in the comments for anybody that wants to look at your channel while we're talking about it. I'm just going to bring up... And if any of you guys would like to follow Fit by Chris and try one of her workouts, by all means, do so. I'm just bringing up both the front of your channel and the backstage here at the same time. All right. I guess I could also just do, actually, yeah, if you guys go to her channel, then you're going to leave my live stream. I never thought of that. Okay, let me do a share screen then. Give me a sec here. I'm rusty at this. I'm not as fast on my feet. All right, so everybody can see that okay? Yeah, I guess you could open new tabs, Val. It's true. We've got it up here anyway. So I'm going to look at this screen because it's a little bit clearer for me than this one. But you've changed some stuff, Chris, even since the last time I looked at it. New videos Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 5 a.m. So I'm going to mumble to myself a bit during this part, guys, just because I'm actually looking at all this for kind of the first time in terms of looking over it. Let's throw on one random one. I can hear it. This is not a big thing, Chris, but like just being, I'm going to be totally nitpicky with anything today just because I'd rather throw ideas at you guys for things. Right now, I'd say you have your camera on manual focus, which is good. And I think you've got it focused for the area you're going to be working at, which is great. But doing your intro from here, I think you're either slightly out of focus or it might just be because you're kind of in the shade a little bit. Again, not a huge big deal, but I actually really like the room that you work in. It's nice and clean, and you've got enough space to work. You've got enough depth, so the camera is not right on top of you. But definitely make sure, because it's showing that you're 60 frames a second, 1080. That's great, but it doesn't look it right here. And that's not something that's going to cause somebody to subscribe or not subscribe, but that's just something that's completely within your control to make sure you stay on top of. And if you don't have a lighting kit, you could look like again, there's cheap kits by like Newer and companies like that on Amazon that you can get for $150 that could add a little bit of kind of white light. And these are ones that have dimmers on them and stuff that would be more than enough to give you a little pop of light. The other recommendation I would give you is, with the walls and everything being nice and clean white, I would actually wear a little more color in your outfits just to give you a bit of a pop. Just kind of, it adds depth to the picture and it will separate you from the rest of the room. And kind of makes it easier to follow you and stuff like that. Again, this has nothing to do with whether or not somebody's going to subscribe to you, but these are just little tidbits of info that I'll pass along. So I actually like, you've got a very kind of almost like a minimalistic style. I like the colors, the white with the kind of pewter or beige. All that stuff I like. The only things that I'll say, and a lot of the stuff I'm going to say is stuff that I've repeated 1,000 times, but your channel doesn't say a lot about you right now on the front surface. So when somebody is going to find you from this, they're going to discover one of these videos. Like, let's see what the most popular video is right now. I have to look back and forth because my questions are over here and the stuff I'm looking at's here. So if somebody asks a question, I don't answer it right away. It's because I'm actually not seeing it. Okay, so Booty Boot Camp, 706 views. 10-minute total body hit. Work it at home. So when you look at these names, this is actually a great indication right here. You know, there's different things that are going to entice people to click through onto the video. First and foremost is going to be the thumbnail, because when they search for something, it's going to come up amongst a whole bunch of similar workouts, most likely. So you need to make sure that aesthetically your thumbnail is standing out, which is why I encourage people to search for themselves on YouTube and see how they look in amongst their competitors. So with the one that's got 706 views, I know I can't make it bigger without, maybe I can. There we go. This, to me, this thumbnail says a lot more than some of the ones that have less views. Boot camp, very popular term, and it's a popular search term, and it's a popular style of workout. 40 minutes, they know what it is. Booty is a hot search term. I know a lot of trainers don't like using it in their titles, but probably more people search for booty workout than they do for glutes workout. But you've also added glutes workout, which is good, and it kind of keeps you at that professional trainer level. 40 minutes, they know how much time it is. And then in your thumbnail, it's got, you know, at home booty building work. Like, there's a lot there. You can see without even clicking on this, not to mention the fact that's a good photo of you. It shows your full body, you're accentuating your booty, which is what the workout's about. Everything in it, that's a very, very good thumbnail. And you're getting views as a result of that. Now, if we go down lower, sometimes we get too fancy with things and we lose people a little bit. Like this one here to me is, this is personal preference. Any of these ones with the white, I don't know if that's like a, what's that site called that people use all the time? Canva. It looks like a Canva thumbnail. I hate Canva thumbnails. Not that it's bad. I think it's a great, for somebody who's not into or understands graphic design, it's a great way to get something out there other than like a screenshot. But so many people use it now, everybody looks the same and it doesn't stand out. The ones that you do with the actual room are good. Now, something like this, 15-minute total body hit workout with dumbbells. Everything's good about this except for the opacity of the thumbnail. Like, you're fit, you're an attractive woman. As much as you do, I understand wanting the text to pop. Put a drop shadow on that if need be, and you should never lower your own opacity, because it actually adds to the thumbnail. It'll make your thumbnail better. Some cases it might not. In your case, it does. So don't ever bring your own opacity down so that this pops. I do agree that it's good for the title to pop, but again, what's going to bring you up in search results is this title down here, the one that's written, because that's the one that triggers the algorithm and the words and all that kind of stuff. Whatever you have up here is extra information on the workout, which is important, but it's equally important to you, not more important than you. So don't, what do they call that? Cut your nose to spite your face, or whatever it is. So just a couple of things there. Like, I think that would be a big reason why, again, these ones are down. This one here, you've got a little bit of the lowered opacity, but I can still see you fairly clearly. You're not getting as lost in that one as you are in some of these other ones. for some reason. But yeah, but that would just be my piece of advice. Like, I would rather see this picture totally 100% opaque, and just add a little drop shadow to this if need be, and then basically you're covering both bases. So, and for the most part, most of the time I do prefer these kind of pictures as opposed to the working pictures. But again, it can vary. I've seen it go both ways, so I'm not gonna go 100% on that. So, whoop, there we go. So based on overall, like, I actually like your main page. It may be a little bit um, too minimalistic. Like, I personally like it, but again, there's not really any colors that are popping too much. And whether you like the color and whether I like the color, we're gonna find out soon when we go into the backstage area whether or not these colors are actually enticing people to click, because it's gonna come down to your click-through rates. But your use of color is good. It may not work in this case, we'll see, but I like it in terms of just color matching and stuff. I would definitely revamp the banner. I think it'd be better to have a picture of you where you're actually looking at the camera, and based where you're at now with 396 subscribers, more information. Like, I would get very specific with the kind of workouts you do in your banner. I would get specific with the kind of workouts you do in your actual title. Because that's the thing. The one thing we both know is that right now, nobody is looking up Fit by Chris. And I've gone over this in my channel, where my Fitness Marketing Hub used to be called Regan Rogerson, and nobody subscribed. Fitness Marketing Hub, people knew right off the bat that it had something to do with fitness marketing. So what had happened is basically I started attracting people who were checking out, not to say everyone subscribed, but people were checking out the channel because it had something to do with fitness marketing, which apparently is something they needed. But it really helped me to find the right audience. And most people aren't subscribing to this channel for entertainment. They're subscribing because there's little tidbits of information and advice that some works for them, some doesn't. But I'm getting the right people. And now, because of that, my channel is being presented by YouTube to the right people. YouTube understands who my audience is. YouTube does not understand what the audience is for Fit by Chris, other than it's people that like workouts. So there could be people that love kettlebell workouts that are getting sent Fit by Chris, and they can look at one of your thumbnails and realize, well, there's no kettlebells there, so they bypass it, and that brings down your click-through rates. And as your click-through rates go down, YouTube will bring down your impressions, thinking that the video is not that good. Or almost a worst case thing, somebody clicks on it because they're intrigued by the thumbnail, even though they're looking for a kettlebell video. They click on your thumbnail and they watch it for 9 seconds, like, yeah, this isn't for me, which is nothing against your workout. It's just not the genre. So when your videos are being presented to workout people, you're being presented to tons and tons of people. And there's so many different genres. You get bypassed, or you get people that'll click on it because the thumbnail is so good and they watch it for 9 seconds because it's definitely not a workout for them, which is not. And so many of us take it personally, and we feel that we're not good at this, when it's like, no, your workout's fantastic, but the people who should be doing it don't see it. And that's a huge problem that happens with so many of us. And it basically, this is what happens is you just start spinning your wheels, and you start trying to put out better workouts and better content, and you're improving your production, but the right people still aren't seeing it, and that's the biggest problem. And again, this is why there's 2 reasons I focus on fitness marketing. And I've talked about this different times, but number 1, nobody else really is. Secondly, it's what I know. So again, if there's a lot of things, like, some people would think that, well, just anything you're talking about could apply to other channels, which is somewhat true. But if I started doing, like, fix your YouTube channel by doing this, or 5 reasons why your YouTube channel sucks, and it's like, I may get a few videos that will go viral and stuff, but I'm competing with a whole lot of other people, and it gets very wide open. And then suddenly you're dealing in genres you don't understand. There's enough people in this genre that I'm doing that I can build a good money-making brand off it. And that's the same thing that you need to find as far as that goes. Just checking here. Thanks, Doc. Thanks, Doc. Not sure what that means, Mel. Val, we will see you later. I'm glad you were able to stop in for a bit. And Chris, I'm glad that helps. And again, we're just scratching the surface because we're still going to go backstage. So, why is this? There, that sounds better. Okay, so let's jump into the back here. Dashboard. Oh, wow, you do a lot of live streams. So click-through rates are up. This here is a really good sign. When you're getting 25% YouTube search, that's good. I mean, ideally it should be 50% of your traffic should be coming from YouTube search or more. But I've worked with people who have their YouTube search is in at like 9-10%. So that's not bad. These are the terms that are bringing people to your channel: walking workout, 10-minute ab workout, dumbbell workout, upper body workout. Did you do a walking workout, Chris? Because average view duration on that is way more than anything else. You premiere the videos every morning. Okay. Yeah, is there a walking workout in here somewhere that I missed? Walking hit. So, okay. Have you ever thought about really focusing on that? Like these little things, this is not a guarantee, but this is certainly something to, this is where I was like, okay, here's something to play with. Walking workout has a huge average view duration compared to some of the other workout titles. So anybody that searched for walking workout and clicked on you, they liked it quite a bit. So that's a good metric to, and this is why, guys, it's so important to look at our metrics, because you can find out things that are like, I deal with a lot of weird stuff on my Trainer Hub channel. And for example, this is a question that I've yet to figure out. I have kettlebell videos that are done by Jacqueline, who's one the other trainer on my channel, and they get more views than my channel, than my sandbag workouts do, which makes sense because it's a kettlebell workout, which is far more popular than sandbag. However, my sandbag workouts have probably 3 times the CPM rate, and the view duration is double, which means that people are hitting more of my ads because I've got the mid-roll ads in there. So sandbag workouts are actually making more money, even though kettlebell videos are more popular. And it's like, so which one's better? Like, you know what I mean? Like stuff like that. And so I'd start doing experiments to figure it out. Is it Jacqueline versus me? Is it sandbag versus kettlebell? Is it because kettlebell is really popular? Sandbag, there's not as much content on that on YouTube. So I'm getting people who are doing. So it's always good to look at that stuff and to kind of figure it out. So if you have another one going up on Monday, that's good. Make sure you pay really close attention to it, and just see what might happen. Traffic sources. So Chris, you don't use the other social media too much, which is a good thing. Or it doesn't look like you do. Like, two things that are really positive are YouTube search is at a reasonable amount, 25%. That's good. And the fact that Google search is at 15% is decent. So, I mean, it means people are searching, your videos are coming up in some places. Okay, yeah, and that's good that you don't use this stuff. It's people have mixed feelings about my opinion on that. But I don't think it helps your channel. It's like a quick kind of band-aid thing to get some views and stuff, but it doesn't help your channel in the long run if you're looking to actually build it into a business. It just really makes for low average view durations and stuff like that, which lowers impressions, and it stops the YouTube people from actually finding you. So yeah, so I mean, click-through rates aren't horrible, which means that like the thumbnail and I think the aesthetics of your channel are pretty good. The only thing I would mention is to not do that opacity thing where you're lowering the. My guess is that you're doing that so your living room's not popping up behind the text on the thing. Don't worry about that. I mean, there are ways you can get around that. I've done it different times where I've lowered the opacity on half of a photo, but yeah, I mean, I think just have the photo like that. Just add a little drop shadow to the text, or change the text color to a more vibrant color, and then add a what do you call it? An outer glow. And then what does it kind of adds like a bit of a white blur, which just kind of separates the text from the photo. But yeah, I mean, take advantage of the fact that you're a nice looking girl and have that in the thumbnail, instead of lowering yourself and then having the text pop. So that's one thing I would recommend. I would look at possibly, again, thinking about something along the lines of kind of auditing your front page, maybe considering, a new banner thumbnail design, come up with something that's they all kind of interrelate, getting a better picture of yourself in your banner, getting more information on the channel. I would consider niching down into the walking workouts for a bit, maybe try a few, even if it's something where it's a walking workout that you infuse dumbbells or you infuse bands or things like that, but have walking kind of the staple, just to see what happens. Like, I'd love to see you do something like that for 30 days and then sit back and you can look at your analytics, like what's happened over the last 30 days. Cause you're going to either see everything go up or everything go down. If it goes down, then I would say the results are inconclusive. If it goes up, then we know there's something to these walking workouts. And I know some of the other girls, like even Val was jumping into walking workouts for a while there because there was a huge surge in popularity for them last year. So again, you might be doing it right and you might be finding something there with that. And it doesn't mean you have to do only that, but you may have to segregate it for 30 days to see, it's like, does this work? Okay. And if you decide after 30 days that it works, it's like, now I'm going to go back to my regular schedule, but I'm going to have more walking workouts in there. So maybe you have a playlist. Again, my channel at this point is kind of, I've got dumbbells, bands, sandbag, and kettlebell. I'm starting to niche down to sandbags and kettlebell. Kettlebell because it's the most popular, sandbags because I personally like it, and I think there is a void on YouTube as far as sandbag content. Dumbbells, there's a ton of stuff. I could still do it and get some views, but I'm thinking on niching it down more. So you can have a few different genres on there, but maybe limit it to 2 or 3 and have different playlists for each one. So then people can go there for your walking workouts. They can go there for your band workouts and that sort of thing. But it would not hurt to really dial in on the walking stuff for 30 days just to see what happens. This is how you'll answer that question, whether or not it's worth really exploring or not. I said a walking workout was a bad idea? Did I really? I gotta go back and see that video. Did I really say a walking workout was a bad idea? Is that what I'm? Do you remember why I said that? I'm curious now. Oh, the social media. I was going to say, yeah. Yeah. You can go back through every video when I say that. And I do. I do think there's some exemptions to that. Um, like I posted on the fitness. I have a Fitness Marketing Hub Instagram now, specifically for this stuff. Um, I posted on there about today's live stream because it's not it this is not one of those things where somebody's going to click through for 10 seconds. Um, I'm posting to like you may not have known about this live stream this morning, but then you may have happened to check your Instagram and you see me post about the live stream, you go over and watch it. It's a little different with workouts because workouts, people are not going to be sitting on scrolling on Instagram, see your new workout, like, oh, I'm going to like it's rather workouts need to be discovered on YouTube and then they're saved and then they're done at a later date. This kind of stuff, people are either going to click through and watch it or they're not. But it's again, different genres have different rules for me. But workouts is really tough to post on other social media. And I think particularly in those early days, it really can damage your growth. Because we want to get like the next level for you is to get you to a level where your YouTube search percentage, as far as your what's bringing in traffic, is upwards of 50%. And that's when you're going to, like I always say as a rule of thumb, you know your channel's growing when you start getting thumbs down and rude comments, because that means that you're out of your comfort zone and your channel is being presented to new people. And some of them aren't going to like you. But when you get to that level, that's usually when you'll start getting about 5 or 6 new subscribers daily. I mean, like I posted my first, and it's great when you get to that level because that's when the channel starts kind of taking care of itself a little bit. Like I hadn't, up until this week, I hadn't posted a workout on Trainer Hub until I think December 8th was the last time I'd posted a workout. My channel continued to grow 20 to 30 subscribers a day with no workouts being posted. That's where you want to be, because that's when it gets a little bit that, like, definitely don't do what I did. But that's when you're able to breathe a little bit, where you're not clawing for every single subscriber. All right. So yeah. So as far as, I'll give you a quick run through and then we'll go on to the next one. Take a good look at your channel aesthetic. Think about, I like I said, in terms of colors and that, I like it. In terms of whether or not it's working on YouTube, we don't really know. Your click-through rates are okay. Impressions are down a little bit, but it's not that bad. The fact that your YouTube search is 25%, I like that. I would play around with the walking workouts. I would consider adjusting the thumbnails. And make sure you're using lots of keywords in your titles. Use a lot of key phrases in your key tags. Consider adding more information to the banner, and getting a picture of yourself with your face in the banner. I think rather than a movement, I think would be all good things. Because again, it's going to go from somebody searches for a workout, they're going to see one of your workouts. That's going to cause them to click on the workout, check it out. That workout is going to cause them to click on the channel, hopefully. This is the best case scenario. And then they see the channel and they need to see right there before they click on another workout, what is this? So if for example, they click on a walking workout, if that's the one that's bringing the most traffic, for example, then when they click on through to the channel, that means there's a good high level of interest there at this point. So ideally for that person, you want it to say, new workouts posted, like you said, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, which is awesome. And then it's got like, walking workouts or whatever your version of walking workouts is. That should be there in the banner, because it's like, okay, I like walking workouts, which is why I searched for it. I clicked on this person's workout because I like the thumbnail. This workout seems interesting. I'm going to check out her channel. Oh, she does almost exclusively walking workouts. Subscribe. Even if they don't do all your workouts, they'll subscribe because they might do 1 out of every 3 or 4. But what they do know is that all of your workouts are approximately this long, and they're about walking workouts, which they obviously like. So that's the journey that they go through to get there. So you find out what genres are bringing in the most people. You get that information in your banner, and that will hopefully, because they're not going to look at your banner and then click on more videos to check them all out. they're going to make their decision based on the banner. They've already decided on your production value because they see that before they see your channel. So that's why it's important for the banner, the profile picture, the thumbnails, playlists, all that should be very clean, because that to me is kind of the last, that's the front line. That's the last thing they see before they subscribe or don't subscribe. So that's kind of the closer, I guess. All right, so that is that info. If you have any questions about it, Chris, you can fire me off an email. You've got my address there, and feel free to ask any questions. But overall, I think you've got a really good channel, and it definitely should be growing more than it is. So I mean, it's something we could always chat on the side about it as well if you ever had other questions about it and stuff. But I think you're doing a lot right. Okay, so stop my screen share. No problem at all. Like I said, I'm just glad it helps. And the next channel we're going to look at, let's bring it up here. To the people whose channels aren't being reviewed, is this at all helpful for you guys? I'm kind of curious. I know like Chris and I are having a good conversation about it, but I just wonder if it's something that people find interest in. You should, because number one, you're seeing some of this advice could apply to you, but other than that, you're also seeing what other YouTubers in the same genre are doing. You're kind of getting a bit of a glimpse into their world. So, oh, no problem. And I wouldn't say that if I didn't mean it. I just wouldn't say anything. But no, you have a good channel. You've got a good channel. You've got good presentation skills. Your camera skills are good. Oh, and yeah, make sure you watch that thing, because I'm not sure what that was. If it was a lighting thing, or if maybe you had the focus adjusted for the area you train in, but then when you came up close to the camera, you're slightly blurred. You don't want that to be the first thing people see. Should be nice, bright, and that sort of thing. So just kind of play around with that on one of your days off, and make sure you get that, just because that's fully under your control. That's not something we have to worry about other people clicking through and all that stuff. Okay. So next channel we're looking at is VFit with Vera. And share screen. I'm a rookie at this again. I'm like really slow trying to get all this together. Oh, I missed your comment there. The older my viewers, the longer the watch time. You know why? Because they're watching it on a smart TV. They're not watching this on a computer, I bet. I always produce my content for smart TVs. Even though like so many people are on mobiles and stuff, this is why I don't really get into shorts and stuff. I want my content to be on someone's TV, because that's when you're going to get the longer watch times. So the more I optimize for that first, laptop second, phone third, which might be the exact opposite of what an actual agency, another agency might tell you. But for what we do, I go for smart TVs. Make sure I didn't miss anything else. Man, Laura, I'm missing all your stuff, all your comments. I didn't mean to. Yeah, the garage studio life is great. It's cold some days, but hence the beanie. All right, so let's bring up Vera's thing. So Vera is, I believe, in Belarus. So she's not actually, I don't know what time it is there, but I know it's not morning. So she's not even on the live stream today, but she wanted me to go through it and she was going to look at it later. So I have spoken to her in the past. And By the way, guys, if you have an opportunity to, I haven't even mentioned this, and I should be doing my traditional YouTuber stuff. Please give this video a thumbs up. It just kind of helps get it out there for the channel. It does help. I never ask people because I always forget, but it helps me immensely. And I very much appreciate it. The more people that can see this, the better. And thank you all for being here. I do appreciate that too. So yeah, so Veer is based in Belarus. We have spoken different times. We've never done an official review of our channel before, but we're going to do it today. I'm going to go into her backstage area first. Because there's some things I'm kind of curious about. She posts a lot of workouts. Her workouts look quite good. She's in the right demo, 25 to 34, 35 to 44. Reason I say that is those age groups have more expendable income to spend on other services like training and that kind of stuff. So that's good. 64% female. That's good. Impressions up 95%. So this, like Chris, here's an example here, like YouTube search, 10%. And I see a lot of channels like this. The problem with that metric is that it means that new people are not finding you. It's that reciprocal thing where it's the same people that are watching your stuff over and over again. It's the sympathy views, which tend to be short. Or it's the existing community that's doing the workouts and it's not growing more. Oh, thanks, Kirsten. I'm glad you made it out, and I'm sure you and I will be talking very soon. Chat soon. Kirsten is one of the Fitness Marketing Hub members. If you guys have never seen what the membership program is about, be sure to check out buymeacoffee.com. What is it? I believe that's it. I just typed it in there. That's basically everything from custom interval timers. You can buy one-off interval timers. There's email templates on approaching sponsors. There's YouTube launch packages, which basically revamps your entire channel and turns it into essentially a branded looking channel. There's a whole bunch of stuff on there. Anything, whether it's big or small, that you purchase on that channel goes towards this channel and basically allowing us to produce more stuff. So always appreciate the support from everybody. And if there's ever anything in there that you think should be in there, let me know. There's also there's thumbnail templates you can buy, and I'm adding to that essentially every week or so. I'll add a few new thumbnails. It's a one-time buy-in. You have access to the folder, and you can pull any of these thumbnails down and utilize them. So there's a lot of different stuff. Check it out. Even if you don't buy anything, you can follow that page, and maybe something will come up that you will like. And my sales rant is done. Hey, Sharon. How's things going, Sharon? How's the channel going? We haven't talked in a while. Everything booming? We'll have to catch up soon. So going with Vera's stuff, guys, I want to do a quick look, then go back. So yeah, so this YouTube search metric, that's not good. That means that people are not finding her stuff. That could be a result of titles. So we'll go back and look at that in a second. The YouTube search terms that are and this is something that is a little new to me, but now you can see here with her YouTube search traffic sources, it's stuff that's written in, I guess it would be Russian. I don't know if that's the actual correct term. And her channel, for all intents and purposes, seems like it's targeting the North American audience, but that may not be her audience, which actually we can look that up. Geographic. So there you go. Belarus, Russia, Ukraine, 5% of her audience is United States. And then it goes right back to Kazakhstan. Now, I don't know if YouTube converts this stuff for us. I don't think they do. I think she may actually be presenting her channel as, yeah, like I don't think YouTube actually changed it. So here's the thing. And this could be a problem. Like if Vera is prioritizing the North American audience, I agree with that to the extent of the highest CPM rates are in USA, which means better Google AdSense money and things like that. Just click on a random video here. So she seems to be doing, yeah, she does it in both languages, which is good. But I wonder though, like if maybe the titles should be in I don't know. Forgive me for my ignorance if it's Russian is what you call it, or as far as the actual language. That's good, Sharon. As long as it's steady, that's all I can ask for. And I'm good. I'm glad you like the channel reviews. I think they help because I think it's kind of nice to be able to see what other people are doing too. You can take good and bad out of that. And that's what we're doing here today. So maybe next time we do it, we'll get your channel up again, take another look at it. Okay, so I'm going to get back to the main page here. So, few things I'll throw out here. It's going to kind of be similar to some of the stuff with Chris. Her banner says nothing. Her picture is too small. It's just basically, yeah, it's plain. It's simplistic, which personally, when it comes to marketing and graphic design stuff, I like, but it doesn't necessarily work for YouTube. There's nothing in there which actually says workouts for all. Tells me nothing. I really don't like that. No workout is for everyone, no matter how many times you say that. And I know people will say stuff like that trying to entice anybody to check it out. And I can understand and respect that. But I really feel if you're not growing by doing that, you need to change. And so right now, VFit with Vera, workouts for all. I guess it's workouts for all levels, workouts for all ages, workouts for all tastes. That's not true. There's nothing like I told you guys, I'm not holding back on these because I don't think you guys need somebody to tell you all how great you are. Vera is very good at what she does. Chris is very good at what she does, but you guys need somebody to be devil's advocate, and that's what I'm here to do. Vera's workouts target women, in my opinion, just based on the style of it and stuff. And there's a bit of an identity crisis. So no problem, Chris. Some people don't appreciate it. So, okay. Again, using the same pattern that we just spoke about with Chris, what's going to bring one of these workouts up is the title. 20-minute full body cardio HIIT workout. Okay, so if that comes up and somebody, the one key thing in there that at least is somewhat specific is 20 minutes. That is a key term that because lots of people do search by time. Again, the best workouts are not necessarily the best workouts. So on YouTube, the best workouts are the workouts that get viewed the most. And if you do workouts that are 20 minutes, there is a huge audience for that. One example. I think full body is fine, cardio is fine, HIIT workout is fine. Those are all popular search terms. They might be too popular, which puts you in a huge ocean of competition. The one thing that would help her stand out there is 20 minutes. Now, the one thing that hurts is day 20. Now, if your name is Caroline Gervin, you can do these big, what do you call them? These big, like 30-day pro. I do like the 30-day programs. They're a lot of work. I do like them. But it really comes down to whether or not, like, if there's a community of people doing that. Doing it for the sake of, I'm not sure what I'm trying to say here, but so, and again, I'm going to be totally honest again. A lot of the comments that I'm seeing in here are comments from other fitness people. And correct me if I'm wrong, because I've seen these same people commenting on other people's fitness videos. These people are not doing the workouts. They're supporting your channel. And you're supporting theirs in return. I got no issue with that. But if they're not doing your 30-day program and all they're doing is giving you a comment and a view, that's a problem. So let's go to this channel again. Look at the analytics. See, as I said, the 20 minutes is what made that video stand out. You can see the YouTube search. That's not what I'm looking for here, but just to further show you, 20-minute HIIT workout. That's people searching by time, which is a great idea, and that's good. Very good. Average view duration 450. That's okay. It's not bad. I won't cry on that, but I think it comes down to, like, you don't need to have Caroline Gervin sized audiences to do 30-day programs. Bring that up again. Overview. But you need to make sure that, like, to me, it's like there's got to be more to it. I personally think that a 30-day program should be part of a membership setup. You're leaving yourself nothing to build towards. And I'm working with people right now who are making these changes to basically, again, it's thinking about it from the business side of it. Things like live streams, like, to me, it's like you've got discovery content. These are all these one-off workouts, 20-minute this, 20-minute that, weight loss this. They come in, they subscribe to your channel. Things like live streams and 30-day programs, that should be saved for that next level, which is your community. That's where they're paying $5, $10, whatever you decide it's going to be, to join your community and get extra content. And because now they're buying into you. They like the workouts. They become subscribers. They start to like you. Now they want to work closer with you. And that's where it's like you're able to do things like, let's work out together, live stream, whether it's, Monday mornings, whenever you're going to do it. And they jump into that because now you can add things like, okay, we're doing a 30-day, a 30-day program or 20-day program in my members area and that sort of thing. So, and again, Vera has enough subscribers that she could be doing that and charging. And that way, it's like, because to me, it's like, I'd rather have 10 people sign up for $10 to join my community even though that's only $100, now they're members. And now that you know that they are really that much into you, like you need to start separating people. If all I knew is that, I've got 1,900 and some subscribers right now. If I looked at that as one blanket audience, I would not be making the money I'm making right now. I've got different levels of my audience that only I know about. I've got my, the people that kind of just check in. I've got my people that do not miss a video. I've got my people that binge watch. I've got my people that are members. I've got my people that are, that I'm coaching one-on-one, like, and it goes up. And then you've got people that buy one-off products and stuff. It's so many different levels. And I would say out of the 1,900, probably 1,500 of them are, very unengaged in my channel. They like it. They're there. They check in if they see something that interests them, but they're not that engaged. But I know that there's 400 that are, and I'm going to convert 50 of those 400, and that's going to make me the kind of money we discussed earlier. And that's how you need to kind of look at this and spread it out. Hey, Lane. That's good. I'm glad that you guys are doing the workouts and stuff. And I'm sure my statements aren't blanket statements. What I know is that there are people that, there are support groups out there where trainers are supporting other trainers, which I don't have a big issue with, except for the fact that in some cases, there are some who are not doing the workouts. There are some who are watching it for 60 seconds, saying something nice, supporting that person, but in doing so, they're also hurting that person because they're bringing down average view times, they're bringing down impressions, and they're giving a little bit of a false sense of self. Because if you're doing this and you're not seeing it work in terms of, like, you need to decide what your end game is. If you're doing this and you're not seeing the growth that you want to see, then it's time to not abandon that, but look at, is it hurting me? Is it helping me? Is it just there? Where does my time need to go? And, to do like I'm not sure if this is a 20 or 30, I'm guessing this is probably like a daily thing that Veer's doing. 20-minute fat burning, 14. But again, I think to me, it's like a 30-day program is great, but it's also something that you can actually make an income off of. But it's got to be a little more structured than just putting a day number on your thumbnail. Like there should be, like, whether it's live stream weigh-ins, whether it's something. I've taught physical boot camps in the past where I would have 40 to 50 women sign up and pay $250 to join it. And it became, in addition to doing, I think it was 2 workouts a week or 3 workouts a week as groups, we did a lot of different types of training. I flew in nutritionists to actually come in and speak on building a proper nutrition program. A lot of different things like that to build. It's really, because it has to be something different than the regular workouts, other than, oh, this one's got a number on it. This is completely, has nothing to do with channel growth. This is just, if you're going to do this and put all that time in, make sure you're doing it right and making sure you're not, just giving something away as a gimmick to try and get more viewers, when, this could be something like, again, like I think if a 30-day program put into a membership setup, and it wouldn't have to be daily workouts. It could be, whatever, 3 workouts a week times 4 weeks, 12 workouts in a members area with a 30-day nutrition program that you create for them, or have someone else create, and like a weekly check-in live stream or something like that. And it's all in the members area. It's $10. Your $10 supports this channel. I mean, I'm just throwing $10. It could be $50 and blah, blah, blah. And you get 10 people that sign up. At least, you've got 10 hardcore solid people that are that much into your channel. You need to start separating these people to find out who is looking for what. That's my only thing like that. So again, it has nothing really to do with this actual review, but Amen. Is there a way to email your subscribers at once? Not sure if YouTube has a way to download subscribers or reach out to them. Not really, Elaine. I mean, I think the two biggest things are using your community tab, which it requires. I'm not sure. I don't think you're at 500 yet. When you hit 500 subscribers, your community tab opens up, which means you can post things. And then the other thing is encouraging people to hit the notifications, and then they'll get notified when you've posted something, when you put up a new workout, and kind of just reiterating that, like, if, even asking people, if you don't mind, hit the notifications, and helps you. And then the third thing is utilizing things like Instagram and Facebook. Like before I started getting the more stuff happening with the YouTube, I used that Facebook group, and I still use the Facebook group, but that was my way of kind of extending the conversation. People can ask questions, people can post videos and get some feedback on them and stuff like that. So that's kind of my extension, and I think you were doing that as well. But I know it's difficult because you're now in a new location and stuff as well. So, but yeah, as far as emailing them, I think that's like considered private information. Unless there was a way you could set up using like SurveyMonkey or something and set up an email list where you could email people things. But it could be a lot of work for very little return. But that would be a way to try it, and just ask them if they want to send in their email address, and you'll do a vlog or something like that. This is why a lot of people start websites. There's always people out there that'll say, don't leave all your balls in YouTube because YouTube could change or crash at any moment. You could lose all of your community. So having people go to a website where maybe you do a weekly vlog or a blog, just like a written blog, and they can sign up for your mailing list. If they sign up for your mailing list, you've got their email address. So there's ways to do it. It's just it'll take a little bit of time, but it's not a bad idea at all to have access to them in case something ever goes wrong with your channel, and you're able to actually reach out to them. All right, so going back to Vera's channel. So let's go back to the main page. So Vera's getting this after the fact, and I'll probably speak with her later on about it too, because I know she's probably asleep right now. I would be changing the banner simply because, again, I like simplistic, but what I like doesn't always work on YouTube. I don't think this says enough. I think it needs to be more niche down. It needs to be more focused on a certain genre of fitness. Even if that said 20-minute workouts for all levels, all ages, all tastes, at least it's something. The V Fit with Vera name, again, it's a nice name, but as I've said different times, it's not a search term. Nobody's probably searching in bulk for V Fit with Vera just because she's not a known entity at this time. It's one thing for, a Caroline Gervin to have her channel called Caroline Gervin. She's got 3 million followers. She is a search term. Regan Rogerson is not a search term. Fitness Marketing Hub is not a search term, but fitness marketing might be. Trainer Hub is not a search term. However, Trainer Hub grew before I needed to change it, before I even came up with this idea that it wasn't a good name. So now I do get people that search for my channel by the name. I see it in my search results. So it is what it is, but it's also not a good example. Fitness Marketing Hub would be. No problem, Elaine. We'll have to catch up soon too, and schedule a call sometime. Elaine is also one of our members here, which you can become if you check out buymeacoffee.com/trainerhub, which is, there's so many good channels and like so many of you guys that sign up here and stuff, and it surprises me that some of you don't grow quicker than you do. I mean, I can see some things when I do these channel reviews, but some of you are doing great though too. Anyway, so yeah, this would be my advice, Vera. I would revamp the banner. I would basically, as I say different times, banner and thumbnails should be matching. So here we've got black and white. Here we've got beige and white and gray and black. The boxes over the beige, like there's no real color that pops. I mean, your clothing does, which is good. I think in terms of the layout of the actual thumbnails, you're not large enough. Like there's a lot of dead space. You've got this white box with that. Like, I mean, you think of somebody, I'm looking at this on a desktop right now. Imagine looking at this on a phone. It's very small. Your logo is kind of non-existent and the gray kind of blends into the beige. So it doesn't really pop out. You can see that you're very fit, but you're also shaded and fairly far away. I would experiment with getting a little more close up and personally, I'm not big on the kind of the on vogue posing in your thumbnails. Your audience is 65% women. I think seeing you, whether it's holding the dumbbell, whether it's arms folded, looking at the camera, smiling, I'd like to see you try a few like that. To me, and again, I know you're not doing this, but this is my speculation. There are people that might look at this and think of it as being kind of clickbait, like kind of presenting the booty. It's not in Chris's case, like she had the one where I mentioned that she wasn't presenting her booty, but she was showing kind of a profile shot. But it was a booty workout. This is a 20-minute full body cardio hit, and you're overly accentuating your butt, which to me, it's like trying to utilize that to get the click through, which is going to get you the wrong kind of click throughs, especially when your audience is mature females, which we saw. So something to consider. And again, this is not to say I'm right or wrong. This is just to say this is something to consider. This is something to experiment with. Try doing some different thumbnails. Try getting out of the Canva stuff. This beige pewter thing I don't really like. That's personal preference, but again, if we put, and we're going to do it. Let's see we're going to search this in amongst other workouts and see what you're coming up with. Oops. Stop. So now you're not even coming up on page 1 here right now, but let's look at some of the stuff that you could be in amongst. Up close, big smile, still accentuates your body. Oh, missing a comment. Have a great day, Sharon. I'm glad to hear all's well. I'm glad you're able to make it, and we will talk to you very soon. So yeah, again, hopefully in amongst this, your stuff's going to come up. But when we look here, it's like, okay, this is a good thumbnail. Again, she's happy, she's smiling, she's vibrant, lots of vibrant colors in there. Anything that's like a more pastel color, like which in this case the pewter would be, it's off in the background. It's very much overshadowed by the purples and the oranges and the reds and stuff like that. Not huge on that thumbnail, but again, she's the focal point. She's taking out the majority of the space. Any of the other pastel colors are in the background, and she's got the bright green shirt on. That's basically a screenshot. So same thing here. Multiple women. I'm not really big on this thumbnail either, but again, this is all here, but they're taking up a good solid 85% of the shot. This is nice enough. I mean, this is a Canva shot, which I always say I'm not big on Canva, but she's vibrant. She cut it out nicely. Fit in 10. It's got the 10 minutes. All that good. A lot of Canva stuff on here. Anyway, so we'll leave it at that for now. But what's bad is that I pasted the exact name of that workout and you're not coming up. And I'm subscribed to you. So that's not a good sign in terms of your searchability right now, which definitely needs to be addressed. So anyway, while it's fresh in our head, let's go back. So now we go back to this, and you can see now when we saw some of those vibrant colors. Now, just using this one as an example, like some things we could have done, your outfit could be, if it's more of these colors, that's a little better because it pops at least away from the beige. But I truly think that you're too small there. You're trying to show your entire body because it's a full body cardio. So I get that. But I would almost rather you be in like a hunch down. Like I go through the same thing with some of the sandbag workouts. So I'll actually squat down and I'll do kind of a pose thing there with the bag, but not, or if I'm standing up, it's like a waist high shot. But trying to crowbar your entire body into a shot is not easy. And I think it's a little bit of an over accentuated model pose. Like you're very, very fit, Vera, which is fantastic. But if your audience is 65% women, which is what it says, this could also be a little bit intimidating. Something else that I think is worth mentioning is, like, if I'm not mistaken, you're over 40 and you're very fit over 40. And I think there's an audience for that, but there's not one single mention of that. So little things like that, like accentuating things that are to your advantage. We all have stories. We all have reasons for why we're starting our channel. We all have certain stories to tell, and your story is what's unique about your channel. Now, every aspect of your story is not necessarily something somebody wants to hear, but you need to look at that, as an example. I mean, I've got women that I work with now who are in their 50s. I've got people who they specialize in different genres, who want to focus on different things. Senior Shape Fitness, who may still be here, I'm not sure, but she's had tremendous growth over the last year because she focused exclusively on seniors. Seniors training might not be all that exciting for her, but what is exciting is watching your YouTube channel blow up overnight. So just thinking of stuff like that and kind of focusing down, instead of just like a bunch of one-off workouts and then doing like a 30-day program that doesn't really have any rhyme or reason other than numbers on the days. That's not going to attract people, and it's not going to keep them there. So that's a few little things there. So looking at the front page before I go back stage again, I would recommend a new banner, a picture of you that's focused on your face and presenting to the camera, not kind of like trying to do a modelly pose. You have to be bigger. There's just too much dead space here. Be fit. And again, my guess is you're doing this for smartphones. People are not doing your workouts on smartphones. They might be watching it and watching small glimpses, but we will go back and if the most of your stuff is from smartphones, that's also, to me, not a good sign, because it means that they're not doing the workouts. They're snooping for other reasons. We're going to find out. If any of you guys remaining have any questions and stuff, to fire away. We're going to wrap up here shortly with Vera's, and then we'll wrap up for the day if we're all done. But I may as well go in depth here while we're at it. Channel analytics, audience. Device type. Bear with me here, guys. Okay. So yeah, so I mean, I think the reason Veer's got her banner the way she does is um she's focused on smartphones where everything fits in that because it narrows it down. Now, when you look at this, mobile phones is where a lot of her audience comes from. However, it's the lowest average view duration. So you need to decide, I guess, exactly what, do you want people doing the workouts or watching the workouts? Because she's not accentuating for, she doesn't have as many people on TVs, tablets, and computers, which is more how people are actually going to sit back and do the workouts. That could be because of how the presentation looks on those platforms. But the ones that are checking out her channel, they're watching it for twice as long. So I mean, like, that's more than twice as long in some cases here. So that's kind of the back and forth there that you need to think about. Yeah, so basically, if you're focused on smartphones, you're going to get more smartphone views. That's fine. You're probably going to get more smartphone views anyhow, because people just surf and scroll and find things on smartphones. But I think that people that are on your page, that's going to be more. I just think you need to focus on smart TVs and laptop computers and things like that. So this should be spaced out. I guess you can't see what I'm pointing at. Spaced out more, larger picture of you. I would put either a logo or a good face picture of you in here. Like, you can't really see you that far away. And whatever you do up here, I would use the same color palette for your thumbnails, and keep it all kind of in sync. Other than that, I would use this page to create some playlists. Shorts should be at the very bottom unless you want to focus on smartphones, which I don't think you should, but that's totally up to you. And your playlist should be listed down. Not too many playlists. Make sure the playlists are more designed for the person. Like, whether it's like, if on my channel, it is popular workouts first, because people will judge you on views. That's just the way people are. So if your popular workouts are up there, it's going to be the first thing they're going to see is all the ones with the most views. Next to that, I think you could put your uploads so they see that. Actually, no, after that, I would go into things like, for me, it's sandbag, kettlebell, dumbbell workouts, stuff like that. The newest workouts are what's going to pop up here. So this is where you set it up. So you've got two different options here. And for one of them, you put in workouts for people that are hitting your channel for the first time. So that's whatever is your most popular video goes there, because that is obviously, it's your most popular video for a reason. Whether you know what that reason is or not, put it in there because it's more apt to get a subscription. For people returning to your channel, it's always the newest video. Put the newest video in there so they always see it changing up. And then, yeah, start putting some good basic playlists, whether it's based on time, whether it's based on body parts, whatever you're doing. So that's it for that. For this part, as I said, I would push more for laptops and TVs than mobile phones, from a money perspective. A money perspective based on my way of making money. If you're looking to be an influencer and Google AdSense and all that, then you could do it this way as well. But it's a much harder road. And I would consider, if you are kind of targeting your channel towards the US audience, pay close attention to this audience. I mean, your US audience is 5% of your audience right now. And you've got a huge presence in, like I said, Belarus, Russia, Kazakhstan, all those different places. So don't make them secondary. Maybe focus on them. I guess the problem is potentially the click-through rates, or not the click-through rates. Sorry, getting tired. The problem with that is you're thinking maybe the CPM rates will be lower. But when I went over my how how I'm making money at the first of this video, and how much I'm making. The Google money was not even 10%. It might have been 3% of what I make. So if you're targeting everything for that, maybe not. Maybe there's good sponsorship opportunities. Maybe there's good personal training online opportunities that exist where you're from. So maybe making them the primary and not secondary, which again, I don't know if YouTube is translating this for us and stuff. So that I'm not sure about, but it's something to consider, because a huge amount of your audience is where you are, and it's not America. So these are just something to consider. It's not necessarily have to change. I would try playing around with different thumbnail styles. Like I think you should come up with a consistent master template, but maybe try to tone down the sexuality a little bit. They're very provocative poses, quite short shorts and stuff like that. No issues with that. But it can, if your audience is mature females, that could potentially be a turnoff for them. If a woman is confident, usually it's not. But if a woman has any kind of confidence issues or anxiety issues, sometimes that can be a little bit of a disconnect, where they feel like they're not going to be able to do your work. It's because you're so fit and that sort of thing. And then for the male audience, you don't want them clicking through to check you out for 10 seconds. Yes, you're getting a view, but you're bringing down your watch time. You're bringing down your impressions. So not saying to change this, saying to test it against other styles. Because again, I know sometimes this can make you grow quicker, but it may not make you grow better. And that's really it, Vera. If you have any other, I know you're going to watch this at a later date, but you can watch through. If you have questions about certain things, fire me an email, and maybe at some point we'll sit down and talk about it in more details. So that is that. And for those of you that actually stayed in for that, good on you, because I know it's long. We're down to 5 now. So I think 1:45. If you guys have any questions, fire them off. If not, we'll cut this off in a couple of minutes here. Again, I appreciate you guys coming out and checking things out. I'm going to be more consistent with these now that I'm actually kind of getting organized moving forward. And if you have ideas for things you want to talk about, I did talk to Kristen Crowley about coming on again and talking about how to use Facebook and Instagram to promote your brand. I'm really kind of switching mindsets a little bit more than ever before now, where I'm not going to be talking so much about how to become bigger on YouTube as I am about growing your fitness business. And YouTube is going to be how we do that. Because when I just started looking at my own numbers, and it's not because of YouTube, it's because of how I used YouTube and then branched off of YouTube. And I think that's really the way that we all need to look at it. The odds of becoming a famous influencer are nil. The odds of running a full-time business that pays you more than you're being paid right now could very significantly happen if the right choices are made. Akshaya, no problem at all. Thanks for coming out. Were you here the whole time? I never heard from you until just now. Fit Safari, thank you for coming out today. I appreciate all you guys sitting in, guys. And as I said, if you ever have questions, you can ask them on the Facebook group. You can ask them on the YouTube channel. You can email me. Oh, wow, I got a few new people coming in. Yarim? Not sure what that means, but thanks for coming. But yeah, I appreciate you guys coming out. And as I mentioned, buy me a coffee. Check that out. buymeacoffee.com/trainerhub. It's got different things on there to help you, like, just improve your channel, add to the aesthetic of your channel. There's some bigger items on there. There's consultation calls, which we do privately, which get even more detailed than these do, because I can do a full audit and actually plan ahead before we jump on the call. So there's lots of stuff there, guys. And sometimes it just takes a few little simple tweaks and tests to really get your channel turned around and into the position to really grow. So that's where we're at. And if you guys have no more questions, we will call it a day. And again, thank you. If you guys haven't already, I would really appreciate it if you would give this a thumbs up. It does help YouTube put it out there to more people. And yeah, So if you haven't done that, please do. I appreciate it. And again, if there's ever anything I can do to help, don't hesitate to reach out. There's some more videos coming soon. I've already pulled a lot of analytics on what's popular now in almost every genre, which videos are making bank in terms of kettlebells and all that kind of stuff. And those will be coming up very, very soon. And Chris, no problem at all. I'm glad that helps. And like I said, if you have questions after the fact, just reach out and let me know, and happy to try and help you out. So thanks again, guys. Appreciate you guys being here, and we will see you most likely next Wednesday, or maybe I'll do next Friday. Friday seemed to do okay for numbers, so maybe we'll try Friday next week. But we will see you again very soon. Thanks, guys, and take care.